Ladies, let me ask you something. Did you know that the secret to making a man feel completely addicted to you has nothing to do with what you say, and everything to do with what you do with your legs while he's on top? This one simple shift can make him feel closer, more desired, and more connected to you than ever before. When it comes to intimacy, most people focus only on what is happening physically, but the truth is that the most powerful experiences are built on the unspoken signals our bodies give each other. Physical connection is not just about touch or motion, it is about communication at the deepest level, where words are no longer needed. One of the most underestimated ways of creating that silent connection is through the way you use your legs. It may sound simple, but the message behind it is anything but. When you consciously use your body, and especially your legs, you send signals of closeness, comfort, and desire that penetrate far deeper than any verbal reassurance ever could. Think about the moments when you are with someone you trust and you feel safe enough to lean into them. Your body naturally softens, your muscles relax, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable. In the same way, the use of your legs during intimacy is a subconscious invitation. It tells your partner without saying a single word, "I want you here, I want you close, and I feel safe enough to hold you to me." This is not just physical touch, it is a message of belonging. When you wrap your legs around someone or draw them in, you are not only heightening physical closeness, you are reinforcing an emotional truth that you choose this person in this moment and you want to eliminate any space between you. That is incredibly powerful for a man to feel, because beyond passion, he experiences acceptance, reassurance, and an emotional bond that lingers long after the moment ends. The beauty of physical connection is that it bypasses logic and goes straight to the emotional center of the brain. You can tell someone that you love them or that you desire them, and while those words matter, they still go through the filter of thought. Actions, however, land differently. They are felt rather than processed. When you use your legs to draw him closer while he is on top, he does not think about it, he feels it instantly. He feels the gravity of being wanted, of being pulled in rather than pushed away. That sensation awakens something deeply primal in him, the need to protect, to provide, and to hold on. It transforms intimacy from a physical act into an emotional experience, one that creates a memory too powerful to ignore. Many people underestimate how much body language shapes relationships, but in moments of intimacy, it becomes the entire language. You can say, "I love you," 1,000 times, but the way you hold your partner will always say more. Your legs become an extension of your emotions, wrapping around him as if to declare, "I don't want to let you go." That's not just passion, that's belonging, and belonging is what every man secretly craves. He wants to feel that he is not just performing, but that he is wanted, needed, and chosen. By using your body in this way, you tap into that desire and give him something he will never forget. It is not just the closeness of skin against skin, it is the unspoken truth that you are completely present with him, that you are not somewhere else in your mind, but locked into the moment with him. That level of connection is what makes intimacy unforgettable. Legs are often seen as nothing more than part of physical attraction, but in intimacy, they hold a much deeper role. They act as anchors of connection, a way of drawing someone in and holding them close without having to say a word. When you wrap your legs gently around a man while he is on top, you create a sense of being pulled toward one another, a closeness that removes the space between you both. It is not only about desire, it is about safety, reassurance, and the message that you want him there, and you are not letting go. This physical gesture becomes more than passion, it becomes a symbol of trust, because in that act, you are showing that you feel secure enough to open up fully. Men crave this unspoken signal more than they will ever admit. Beyond the physical pleasure of the moment, what truly impacts them is the feeling of being wanted. When your legs lock around him, you are telling him, "I need you close, I need you here." That does something powerful to his heart and mind. It eliminates any doubt of whether he is satisfying you or whether you are distracted, because your body is physically asking him to stay. This transforms the intimacy into something more than just a physical act. It becomes an experience of being chosen. He feels not just passion, but emotional security. He feels like he belongs in that moment with you, as if your body is telling him that he is the only one you want. The reason this matters so much is that men, no matter how strong or confident they appear, carry insecurities. They wonder if they are enough, if they are pleasing you, if they hold your full attention. Words of reassurance can help, but in a moment of intimacy, body language has the strongest impact. Your legs pulling him closer communicate a kind of belonging that no verbal expression can replace. He feels contained, held, and desired all at once. It reassures him that he does not need to perform to be accepted, that just by being there with you, he is already enough. That message is incredibly bonding because it touches his emotional core and makes him feel safe to open himself more deeply to you. What is also important about using your legs in this way is the sense of balance it creates. Intimacy is often thought of as the man leading while the woman follows, but the truth is that real connection happens when it is shared. When you use your legs as anchors, you take an active role in guiding the closeness. You are not passive, you are participating fully. This makes the moment more equal, more unified, because he feels you holding him, not just accepting him. That changes the energy of the encounter. It no longer feels like one person giving and the other receiving. It feels like two people meeting in the middle, both investing in closeness and both sending signals of affection and desire. There is also a psychological layer to this act that leaves a lasting impression. Long after the physical moment has ended, he will remember the feeling of being wrapped up in your legs, the sensation of being anchored in your embrace. That memory creates an imprint of security, reminding him that he is wanted not just in that moment, but as a man, as your partner, as someone who matters. He will carry that memory with him and feel drawn to you again and again because it answers one of his deepest needs, the need to belong somewhere completely. Your legs, in this case, become more than a physical gesture. They become the bridge between desire and emotional connection, making him never want to let you go. Using your legs during intimacy is not only about closeness, it is also about creating a subtle balance of power and control, and that control is expressed through softness rather than force. Many people believe that intimacy is purely about surrender, but the truth is that it is also about guiding, shaping, and influencing the rhythm of the connection. When you use your legs in a tender but firm way, you are not just holding him closer, you are actively shaping the experience. This is powerful because it allows you to guide the pace, the depth, and the energy of the moment without saying a single word. Your partner will feel it instantly, and it will change the way he responds to you. Control in intimacy is often misunderstood. It is not about dominance, and it is not about who is stronger. It is about creating harmony and leading the experience toward greater connection. When you gently tighten your legs around him, you are signaling that you want him closer, that the pace should slow, or that you want to savor the moment. When you soften the grip and relax, you are letting the rhythm flow more freely. This is a silent language, a way of communicating without interrupting the passion. The softness makes the control irresistible because it does not come across as demanding. It comes across as inviting. It feels natural and instinctive to him, and it makes him feel like you are both moving together in perfect sync. What makes this especially meaningful is how it makes a man feel emotionally. When you use your legs to guide him with tenderness, he does not feel resisted. invested, he feels embraced. He feels that you are not just a passive participant, but someone who is engaged and present in every second. That changes the entire dynamic. Instead of feeling like he is carrying all the responsibility to lead, he feels like he has a partner who is sharing the rhythm with him. This is incredibly attractive because men want to feel like intimacy is a shared experience, not a performance. Your legs, used with softness and intention, give him that reassurance. They tell him that you are invested, that you are not only allowing him in, but also guiding him closer. This kind of control also adds an element of surprise and variety to intimacy, which keeps the passion alive. If he feels your legs suddenly wrap around him more tightly, it awakens him and makes him more aware of the moment. If you relax and then re-engage, it creates waves of anticipation and intensity. These subtle shifts keep him guessing, and that unpredictability keeps his focus entirely on you. He cannot drift off in thought because your body is constantly communicating. You are showing him through movement and touch that you are actively there with him, and that creates a magnetic energy that holds him captive. At the heart of this is something even more profound. By guiding the pace with your legs, you are creating a shared rhythm, a dance between two people who are fully connected. That shared rhythm is not just physical, it is emotional. It builds trust because he knows he can respond to your cues without fear of being wrong. It builds closeness because he feels like you are in tune with him, not separate. It builds passion because it transforms intimacy from something predictable into something alive and fluid. The softness of your control makes it even more powerful because it feels nurturing rather than forceful, welcoming rather than demanding. That balance is what makes the moment unforgettable. When you hold a man with your legs during intimacy, something happens that goes far beyond the physical act. It is not just about closeness, it is about creating an emotional impact that lingers in his mind and heart. When your legs wrap around him, he feels more than passion, he feels chosen. In that moment, there is no doubt in his mind that you want him, that you are not only allowing him to be with you, but actively pulling him closer. This makes a man feel secure, not just in the act of intimacy, but in his place with you. It is a powerful psychological imprint, one that tells him without words, I want you here, I want you with me, and I am not letting go. This emotional impact is profound because it touches one of the deepest desires men carry, the need to be wanted. Many men worry silently about whether they are enough, whether they are desirable, or whether they truly hold their partner's attention. When your body physically pulls him closer, those doubts dissolve instantly. He does not have to ask if he is pleasing you, because your actions give him the answer. Your legs become the proof, the undeniable evidence that he is not only accepted but desired. That reassurance is not fleeting, it stays with him, shaping the way he sees himself in the relationship and deepening his attachment to you. What makes this so powerful is that it communicates on a level he cannot rationalize away. Words can be doubted, but feelings cannot. If you tell him you want him, he may wonder if you are saying it just to reassure him, but when you wrap your legs around him and hold him close, his body feels it in a way that bypasses logic. It is not something he has to analyze. It is something he experiences instantly and undeniably. That experience creates a kind of memory that sticks, a moment that he replays in his mind long after the intimacy is over. It becomes an anchor in his heart, reminding him that with you, he is wanted and chosen. This emotional message is what separates intimacy from simple physical pleasure. Physical pleasure can be found anywhere, but emotional bonding is rare, and it is what men truly hold on to. When your legs communicate that he belongs with you, he associates that deep sense of belonging with being in your presence. This is why men become attached not to the act itself, but to the woman who makes them feel emotionally safe during it. Your body language becomes a form of emotional validation, telling him in a language deeper than words that he matters to you. That kind of message has lasting power because it does not fade once the physical moment ends. It lingers in his mind, influencing how he feels about you every time he remembers it. There is also an intensity to the emotional impact that builds over time. The more you use your legs to hold him in this way, the more deeply ingrained that message becomes. Each moment adds another layer of reassurance, another layer of connection, until it becomes part of how he defines your bond. He no longer just remembers the passion, he remembers the feeling of being wanted without question. That memory makes him crave your presence, not just for the physical satisfaction, but for the emotional fulfillment that only you give him. He feels not just desired, but anchored, as if your legs are saying, "You belong here, with me, and nowhere else." That emotional truth is what makes him never want to let you go. Variety in intimacy is one of the most powerful ways to keep a connection alive, and your legs play a far greater role in this than most people realize. The way you use them can shift the energy of a moment, turning it from tender to passionate, from playful to intense, and from gentle to wild. By switching how you hold him, sometimes soft and relaxed, sometimes tight and pulling him closer, you create a rhythm that is never predictable. This unpredictability makes him feel like every moment with you is alive, new, and engaging. It stops intimacy from becoming routine, and it ensures that he never feels like you are just going through the motions. Instead, he feels your presence, your playfulness, and your desire to keep the spark burning. When you play with variety, you create an atmosphere where he never knows exactly what is coming next, but he knows it will always be exciting. Sometimes you might gently graze him with your legs, brushing against him in a way that feels teasing and light-hearted. Other times you might suddenly wrap your legs around him firmly, holding him as if you cannot bear to let him go. This contrast between softness and intensity is powerful because it speaks to different emotions. The gentle movements say, "I am enjoying you, I am savoring this moment," while the firmer actions say, "I need you, I want you close, I cannot get enough." That range of signals creates layers of meaning, keeping him completely absorbed in you. Playfulness is an often overlooked but crucial part of passion. When you allow your legs to communicate playfulness, you show him that intimacy is not just serious or mechanical, it is fun. You can lightly shift them, move them in unexpected ways, or even playfully resist before pulling him in again. This kind of energy keeps him laughing, keeps him intrigued, and keeps the moment from ever becoming stale. It also tells him that you are fully engaged, that you are not simply lying there but actively bringing your energy into the connection. That active participation creates a feedback loop. The more you give, the more he wants to give back, and the more intense the bond becomes. Variety also shows him that you are emotionally present. A predictable routine can make a man feel like you are distant, like you are simply following a pattern without emotion. But when you change how you use your legs, when you shift from soft to strong to playful, he knows that every move is intentional. He feels that you are in the moment with him, paying attention, reacting, and engaging with everything he does. That awareness draws him deeper into the experience and makes him feel like there is no one else in the world you could want more in that moment. It becomes not just a physical act, but a conversation between your bodies where every movement is an expression of feeling. This variety also prevents complacency in the relationship as a whole. Intimacy is often where couples fall into habits, and once habits set in, the spark begins to fade. But by consciously using your legs to add variety, you are sending the message that you care about keeping things alive, fresh, and exciting. That makes him feel valued because he sees that you are investing effort into creating passion rather than letting it fade. It also makes him feel deeply connected because the unpredictability of your movements ensures that he cannot drift away mentally. He has to stay present with you because he never knows if your legs will suddenly pull him tighter or if they will gently shift to invite something new. That presence creates intensity, and intensity creates memory. Over time, these memories accumulate and make him feel addicted to you, not only because of the physical satisfaction, but because of the emotional experience of being with someone who constantly keeps his heart and body engaged. After intimacy, many people underestimate the power of what happens in the quiet moments that follow, yet those moments often carry more weight than the act itself. Using your legs to hold him even after the intensity slows down extends the bond beyond physical passion. When you keep your legs gently wrapped around him, you are telling him in the most silent and powerful way that you are not finished being close, that you value not only the high energy of intimacy, but also the softness of connection that follows. This communicates something profound, that he is more than just a partner in passion. He is someone you want to linger with, someone you want to stay close to, someone whose presence you are not ready to release. That lingering closeness creates what is often called the afterglow, the emotional warmth that settles in once the passion fades. Many men do not talk about it, but they crave that feeling more than they admit. It reassures them that intimacy was not only about physical release, but about a bond that stretches beyond the moment. When you hold him with your legs afterward, he feels like he is not just desired for the act, but valued for who he is. That message creates a strong emotional imprint, one that leaves him thinking about you long after he has left your side. It transforms intimacy from something temporary into something lasting, because the memory of that closeness follows him everywhere he goes. Men often associate love and connection with physical touch, and when that touch continues, even after passion slows, it becomes a powerful reminder that they are more than just their performance. It tells him that you see him as a whole person, not only in the heat of the moment, but in the calm that follows. Your legs still holding him become a symbol of comfort and belonging, a reminder that he is safe with you and that he matters beyond desire. This reassurance softens him in ways he rarely allows the world to see, because in that moment he feels cared for and wanted at the same time. It is not dramatic, it is not loud, it is quiet, steady, and unforgettable. What also makes this afterglow connection powerful is the way it deepens trust. When a man feels that you want to hold on to him even after passion has peaked, he realizes that he does not need to prove himself to you. He feels that he is enough, that you are not rushing away or closing off, but instead leaning into the calm intimacy. This builds trust not only in the physical relationship, but in the emotional one, because he begins to associate your presence with safety, comfort, and peace. That kind of trust is rare, and it is what makes him want to return to you over and over again. Holding him longer also builds anticipation for the future. By not letting go immediately, you create an unspoken promise that this closeness will happen again, that there is more to look forward to. It makes him feel that he has a place with you, not just in the act of intimacy, but in the softness of life afterward. That memory becomes part of how he thinks of you. When he reflects on your connection, he will not just recall the passion, he will recall the feeling of being held, of being wanted, even when the intensity was over. That image stays with him, making him feel attached to you in a way that is emotional, not just physical. The afterglow is where the true bond is sealed, and your legs can be the bridge that carries passion into tenderness. By holding him a little longer, you show him that intimacy with you is not fleeting, it is lasting. You show him that he is not just a body to you, he is a presence you crave, a closeness you cherish, and a man you do not want to let go of, even when the fire quiets down. That memory becomes his anchor, and it is the reason he will keep returning to you, not just for passion, but for the rare and lasting feeling of being truly wanted wanted in every sense. In the end, what you do with your legs may seem like a small detail, but it holds the power to transform intimacy into something unforgettable. It is not just about passion, it is about communication. Every movement tells him something. When you hold him close, you tell him he belongs. When you guide him softly, you show him that you are fully present. When you play with variety, you keep the spark alive. And when you linger afterward, you remind him that he is wanted even beyond the moment. These gestures are more than physical. They are emotional anchors that make a man feel chosen, secure, and deeply connected to you. And when a man feels that way, when he feels not just touched, but understood and wanted at his core, he will never want to let you go.